Race number 7 of the 2021 AST Voltson Super Truck season takes place at the Winston Speedway. Located in Rothbury, Michigan and measuring at 3/8 of a mile in length and surfaced with clay, it is the first of 2 dirt tracks on this season's calendar. And as usual, we have a number of drivers in the starting lineup with a dirt track racing background, but the front row went to a pair of drivers whose home tracks are paved. Daniela Jacobson is going to lead the field to the green flag, with Caitlin Holt starting on her outside. Jacobson's most recent pole position in the series was over 4 years ago at Flat Rock Speedway, which is of course the track where she scored her first victory earlier this season. Looking to grab her second win tonight, and she is off to a great start as she is pulling away already from the rest of her competition. Holt is unable to hold on to the second position as Brian Kelly moves into the runner-up spot, and now they're 3 wide for third place behind him, with Andy Piper and Matt Jacobs moving to the inside of the 83 truck. Jacobs, the big winner from Jennerstown last week, just finished in 7th place in the National Dirt Trucks race that just concluded here. A number of the drivers who just took the start are doing double duty after having just completed that one, and Jacobs is the highest running of them at the moment, continuing to battle with Andy Piper for third. A lot of close quarters racing can be found further down the field, as one would expect right after the start of the race, but it's going to get a little bit too close for Juan Cortez and Silas White as they make contact off of turn 4 and turn themselves down into Brianna Prinzhorn and Amberly Weiss. No harm, no foul though, as everyone continues on unscathed. Andy Piper won out in the battle with Matt Jacobs for third place, and now moves himself past Brian Kelly to elevate himself to the second spot. The Lester Racing truck looking very fast so far tonight as he begins to try to run down Daniela Jacobson for the lead. Kelly, meanwhile, is not going to have much time to enjoy third place, as Jason Miller makes a pass on the inside and relegates Kelly to 4th. In fact, a number of drivers now are looking to get around the 6th truck, as Matt Jacobs, Amberly Weiss, and Alex Robbins are all trying to move their way forwards as well, as is this 94 truck of Alex DeFranco. You mentioned the National Dirt Trucks race that just wrapped up here recently. That race was won by this 94 truck. DeFranco and the Midwest Motors team have never scored a win in the Voltson Super Trucks, but they've been very close a few times, and that victory, that big victory during the 200-lap feature earlier tonight, has definitely given that team a massive confidence boost. This truck started in 18th here just now in the Super Trucks race, and he is already in the top 5. The 94 truck is on a tear in the early stages, but he's still got a long ways to go if he wants to catch up to Daniela Jacobson. Your pole sitter has pulled away from the field and opened up a considerable margin for how early on in the race we are. Jacobson looking very strong despite not having a lot of success in the past at these dirt tracks. She's already lapping the back of the field, and one of those lap cars is going to spin right in front of the leader. It doesn't affect Jacobson, luckily, but Brianna Prinzhorn is going to back that 7 truck into the wall in turn 1, undoubtedly trying to get everything she can out of that truck in order to avoid being lapped, but unfortunately it stepped out from underneath her, and she is going to fall a lap down in the process. On the restart, Jacobson, now without that big lead, has to hold off Jason Miller and Andy Piper. Miller got around Piper just before that yellow came out to grab the second spot, but Jacobson rockets off the line yet again, trying to get that margin of hers back that she just lost a moment ago. Her teammate, meanwhile, is not nearly in as pleasant of a situation, being stuck behind the lap truck of Dale Clow, and now she's in big trouble down the backstretch as she gets turned into the wall and flipped upside down by Juan Cortez. That was a big crash for Amberly Weiss and Juan Cortez as the two of them got together off turn 2 just a couple laps after the restart. Looking at the replay, it looks like Cortez tried to go to the inside and make it 3 wide. There wasn't a whole lot of room to spare, and he just made contact with the quarter panel of Weiss's truck and turned her into that pile of tractor tires down there. Those things are not lightweight, and the 75 truck gets pushed right over as a result of that impact. That was very dramatic looking, but fortunately did not harm either driver, and after a brief red flag to get the accident scene cleaned up, we are back underway once again, with Jacobson trying to pull away from Jason Miller and clear the line of lap trucks. That is now on the inside lane. That 31 truck is Spencer Maddox, making his first start of the Voltson Super Trucks tonight. The Ohio dirt track racer is trying desperately to get his lap back, and it's actually working at the moment. He and Brianna Prinzhorn putting up a real fight to Jacobson, trying to get themselves back in the race, and that's going to give a golden opportunity to Alex DeFranco. DeFranco restarted in 4th, but immediately dove to the inside of Andy Piper, and as the inside lane moves forward ahead of him, he follows the lap trucks through and into the lead. This has been an incredible day for Alex DeFranco, who is trying to score the second victory of his short track pickup truck racing career the very same night as his first. And it was good timing on DeFranco's part that he grabbed the lead when he did, because the yellow is back out once again. Tiffany Rogers, while running in 7th place, loses the back end entering turn number 1 and backs the truck into the outside wall. That impact won't inflict very much damage, but it is going to undo what has been a very good run tonight for Rogers. 7th would equal one of her best career finishes in the Super Trucks if she were to achieve it, but she has a lot of work cut out for her now if she wants to get back up there. DeFranco leads over Jacobson and Miller to the restart, but the lap trucks on the inside lane are rather disorganized and haven't caught up to Brianna Prinzhorn. That's going to leave an opening for Jason Miller, and he doesn't think twice before taking it, going to the inside and getting around Daniela Jacobson for second, and now following Prinzhorn past DeFranco to take over the lead. Miller now at the front for the first time since Michigan International Speedway. He led the first 2 laps of the season, but has not led any since prior to tonight. He has, however, scored a top 10 finish in every race thus far, has been consistently fast in order to do so, and is now looking for his first victory in the Super Truck since his most recent full-time season in 2017. Miller begins to pull away slowly from Alex DeFranco, but Daniela Jacobson makes a move to the inside and takes the second spot back, trying to reclaim the lead that she lost a couple of restarts ago, and trying to get by DeFranco as well. Right behind her is Danny Richards Jr. in truck number 70. Richards Jr. has been rather anonymous so far tonight. He has spent most of the running in the midfield, but as we are approaching the end of the race, he has dropped the hammer and is on the charge. Into 3rd place now and closing in on Daniela Jacobson. Richards Jr. may not have much dirt racing experience, but lack of experience sure hasn't stopped him from succeeding at other tracks this season. He of course won at Nelson Ledges and only narrowly lost out at Flat Rock to Daniela Jacobson, who he has officially cleared, now setting his sights on Jason Miller further down the track. Jacobson, meanwhile, is struggling to match the pace that she was setting earlier on in the race, as Alex DeFranco moves himself back onto the podium with a pass on the inside, and now looking for 4th place is Alex Robbins in truck number 26. The Leicester Racing teammate to Andy Piper has been having a very strong run tonight. He's already cleared his teammate Piper. Piper's running in 6th at the moment, and Robbins gets around Jacobson now as well. Despite his best efforts, Danny Richards Jr. has not managed to close the gap to the race leader Jason Miller. The track has remained clear for both drivers, but the gap has held steady at just over a second between them. However, that clear track condition might not last till the end of the race, as Miller is closing in fast on the back of the field and is going to catch up to Flip Papadopoulos before we get to the white flag. Papadopoulos has been doing a good job to keep himself on the lead lap so far tonight, but he is in a position to where he could interfere with the race for the win. But fortunately for Jason Miller, Papadopoulos is going to very courteously give him the inside lane and stay out of the way. The same goes for Dale Cloud just in front of them, who also moves aside, as Jason Miller takes the white flag to begin the final lap of the race. And for the former Terre Haute track champion, this win will simply be the latest of many over the course of his life on the dirt, but it's going to be his first behind the wheel of a pickup truck. Jason Miller takes the checkered flag and wins at the Winston Speedway. This is the first victory in the Super Trucks for the Operation JM team since Camden Rhodes won at Galesburg last season, en route to the championship. Danny Richards Jr. finishes in 2nd place, scoring yet another podium in his rookie season, with Alex DeFranco scoring another podium of his own, the 2nd on the day after having won the National Dirt Trucks race. This was easily the best finish of Alex Robbins in his rookie season, as he comes home in 4th, with Daniela Jacobson, after starting on the pole and leading the most laps, rounding out the top 5. Andy Piper, Robbins' teammate, finishes in 6th in what was a great day for Leicester Racing, and Silas White brings home another top 10, coming home in 7th. Danny Vigo spent most of the race running further towards the back of the field, but made up a lot of ground when it counted, and he finishes in 8th. Matt Jacobs finishes in 9th and scores their 2nd top 10 finish of the day, and Wilson Timothy concludes another quiet yet solid race, rounding out the top 10.